35-7 Seattle.
35-7 Seattle. Hey, Pat Surtain wasn't all that wrong, was he? I mean,
it felt like that.
My prediction was 30-13. I almost drilled it.
Yeah, it's pretty unreal right there, huh?
Yeah. The stats are weird from this one. Welcome to our. Well, I don't know, man. Altitude After Dark, Altitude Football, Sunday nights. I guess this might be it for the season. I don't know. I don't know what else we do on Sunday nights unless we just want to.
Well, I mean, we do have, after a 21-day Olympic hiatus for the old stick and puck outfit, and then also what was be like 8 days after 3 games left, and then 8-day break. Is that right? Or is the NBA All-Star break a little less than that?
I think it might. It's something like that though. It might be 8 days.
It's almost as if March, April, May, June, and almost as if we might be trying to get some parades here in this town, right?
Well, maybe. Well, that would be the goal, but we transition at least. Well, I take that back. We're actually going to do altitude football at 6:00 year round.
Yep.
So we will be doing that, and me and Mike are on Tuesdays, Chad and I on Mondays and Thursdays, and Rachel on Wednesdays, and you never know what happens after that. So we'll be talking plenty more about football, but this is our last nighttime football show for a minute.
Yeah.
And we welcome your comments. In fact, I'll go long box here so we can throw some of their things in here. Let's start with some questions. How horrible do Vikings fans feel tonight? Oh, we can start there. Sam Darnold. What are your thoughts on Sammy D?
I thought he played well. I thought he was good. Played like a Super Bowl winning quarterback that has an elite defense. His escapability was actually better than Drake May's today. Didn't take the sacks. Well, he got sacked one time. Made opportunistic plays when he needed to. Just played well. Played well like he has kind of all year. And you know what he didn't do? He didn't do the things that Sean Payton always talked about, why he loved Bo Nix so much. Don't turn the football over.
Yeah.
Don't take sacks. Drake May, on the other hand, the backpack that Drake May was carrying around pro days and senior pro timing day and combine, well, his backpack had 3 turnovers in it. And it also had, was it 5 sacks or was it?
It was 6 because the final turnover was actually ruled a interception, not a fumble. If it was a fumble, it would have been ruled a sack and a fumble, but it was ruled an interception. So it was 6, not 7. But I mean,
boy, he's bad. He was bad. Boy, Drake May was bad. I've never been a Drake May guy. But I've eaten crow on a lot of my takes about, the 2024 draft class. My concern on Drake May, and it was almost a little bit, I felt like the National Football League is hard no matter who you play. I get that. But when you look back at the 17-game season, the quarterbacks that the Patriots played against, the amount of fired head coaches that the Patriots played against in a 14-3 schedule, the AFC East and how unbelievably dysfunctional and abysmal that division is outside of Buffalo. But frankly, Buffalo wasn't Buffalo until about, 10 games into the season.
Yeah.
I always thought that Drake May, just like his college career at University of North Carolina, like, what have you really done, man? Like, what have you really done with the game on the line against really good defenses? And boy, did you want to talk about an outmatched. This is why I think this is one of the worst Super Bowls of my lifetime. Just in terms of why I know the score lines, there's been way worse storylines. This was bad before the game started, and then it was bad during the game. And why I thought was really bad was because there was one side of the ball that was so egregiously overmatched, and that was the Patriots offense versus Seattle's defense to the point that it was an unwatchable football game. That's what it was.
All right, let me get to the big question, but we want to thank our friends at Journey Spice who've been with us all year. We love Journey Spice, and if you had a decent meal for your Super Bowl, I'm sure it came with a little Journey Spice, no matter what the meal was. KC barbecue rub, yeah, sure, KC. And whatever you're making with Journey Spice, it's better. It's organic, non-GMO, just made from the greatest stuff on earth. And Andon and Rosa do an incredible job. You can save 10% using the code 2026 playoffs at Amazon.com. Thank you, Journey Spice. We love you guys for sure. You guys have been great to us all year. All right, here's the big question, though, dude. You ready?
Yeah, give it to me.
I'm dying watching this game. because if you're up 10-0, I think you force the Patriots offensively to play exactly how they played today, where Drake May had 8 fumbles
100%
in the postseason. And if you're, I just think you don't have the Jarrett Stidham backward pass. I think you just get the turnovers on the other side of the field.
Yep.
And I have no doubt. And I think the scoring would have stopped in the fourth quarter because of the snow, no matter what the situation was.
It's almost like the game would have been frozen at, 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Might as well call it your final score.
Yep.
Minus like a snap over a punter's head or, something weird like that.
Might have been like 16-0, something like that. But 16-0 would have been good enough to get to the Super Bowl. Do you agree with me on that?
I agree that 10-0 you and I would have been in we'd be doing the show right now from Santa Clara.
We would. Now I don't 100%. Know if we would have been smiling right now.
I don't think we would. I don't think we would have been.
Well, let's get to that question in a second. Yeah. But let's just get to the question of, do you think the Broncos inherently, had Sean Payton made a different decision, not play call, a different decision would have been in that Super Bowl?
10-0 wins that game at home. Gosh, the way that we were just there, it was 2 weeks ago, the way that Empower Field felt in the volume, the noise, the kind of almost like the hysteria, even as that weather and started whipping in. If you were going to put Drake May, who we've now seen in several spots where he himself is tasked with trying to lead a comeback against the real defense on the road in a major spot, he's looked overwhelmed until it gets to the point where it's done. And then he looks okay, in desperation, fake football, as we saw in the last, 7.5 minutes of the fourth quarter tonight. So the Broncos they're in the Super Bowl if Sean Payton decides to kick a field goal. We knew that. You knew that. You were sitting next to me, man.
Oh, yeah.
You and I were up there in press row.
Yeah.
And you said it more so than maybe anybody. You said they just lost the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl.
That's it.
You said
it. It's as simple as that. Because leads force turnovers. That's just the way it works. And a 2-possession lead kind of does the trick. And when you did a pinch of research, you'd realize the Patriots were not a come-from-behind team this year. The biggest come-from-behind win they had is they were down 11 to the Ravens. Now, they didn't lose a lot, obviously. They only lost 3 games. But they had a shoehorn up the butt, man, a lucky shoehorn. And they played Stroud when he was awful. And the defense was good, too. They played hamburger helper hand, Justin Herbert. They played Jarrett Stidham. Like, the luck just ran out, man. The luck ran out. And, oh, my God. I think even with Stidham, though, they would force May eventually into some turnovers, and they would have got the win. I have to do a weird reset. Give me your reaction to that. I'll be right back, okay? I promise. I'll be right back. Give me your reaction, though.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. You play with the lead. You force Drake May to do something that he hasn't been comfortable with. And the game that I remember where I was like, okay, this Drake May thing seems real. It was the second game, actually a home game in New England at Foxborough, where Drake May inherited the football after Josh Allen actually led a kind of come from behind go-ahead touchdown, and all of a sudden it was all eyes on Drake May. How is he going to perform in the spot? And you know what? The Drake May that we frankly saw in that game against Buffalo. We saw game on the line, defense pinning their ears back, got to have it. We saw the Drake May of this postseason, and New England's defense was good enough, and frankly, they were good enough tonight. I mean, Sam Darnold, his post-game comments were basically an embarrassment of their own offensive performance.
They were.
He's like, I'm not gonna make it too much about it, but that was not the best offensive performance. And how about that defense? 12s, right?
12s. How about their defense?
Woo! They were fantastic, man. And you know what? New England's defense was fantastic all playoffs. The Broncos defense was fantastic in the 2 games that they played. So yeah, I mean, it was. This is good right here. I like this comment right here.
Which one?
Sanford flying solo. Hold on to your butts.
Oh.
No doubt.
Brief. Yeah, Kenneth Walker's the MVP, which is kind of funny. I mean, he was fine.
I think it was great. In fact, I think the Kenneth Walker,
right. He's cool.
I think the Kenneth Walker and a performance like you had tonight, if you had that for Kenneth Walker is healthy J.K. Dobbins.
I'm just saying the okay, fine, sure. Listen, it's weird. The MVP, you can make the argument the MVP should have gone to Myers, the field goal kicker, who set a Super Bowl record with field goals, and actually he had 5, and he set a record with points with a couple of extra points.
Yep.
So he had the most points by anybody ever in a Super Bowl. And then Dixon, their punter, was absolutely huge. So, and the defense was suffocating. Like, listen, man, this was a great team win from the Seahawks. And you see that you don't have to do that much on offense to win a game if your defense is suffocating. You really don't.
No.
You really don't. If you can get that lead and get those takeaways.
You know what you need, DMac?
What?
If your defense is that suffocating, you need a bell cow running back just to give you enough oomph.
Well,
and that's what the Seahawks did. They had it with Kenneth Walker III, and guess what? He's going to be free agent. Now, the Seattle Seahawks would be the dumbest franchise on planet Earth, and they're not dumb, although they don't really have ownership right now, which is weird. Or they won't.
I was told by Brock Heward that's a whole lot of like nothingness right there.
Okay.
That's a much ado about nothing. That they're in a good spot and it's not a panic thing, and they're actually fine.
They'll be fine, but they still don't. They don't have, like, for all intents and purposes, like the Paula Allen's sister. Is it a sister or is?
Yeah, it's sister.
She's been running the team from an ownership standpoint and is going to be selling it, right? I mean, that's the way it's rumored to be said.
They've been talking about that for a long time, and it's just not like the sense of urgency that it's been made out to be. Right. Whatever happens there, they're going to be. I don't think anybody's freaking out. I mean, they're going to be really good next year. Why wouldn't they be?
Do you think that J.K. Dobbins is the equivalent of
Kenneth Walker? Absolutely.
I do too.
I mean,
with one major difference.
What?
Well, availability.
Yeah, right.
Because the greatest ability in the National Football League, especially the running back position.
Right.
Availability.
Shouldn't have called back that fourth quarter. Oh, no, that was totally a hold on the center for the Patriots.
Yeah.
That was definitely a hold. Ain't no doubt about it. Second most 3-and-outs in the NFL, and suddenly we're going to hang with maybe the most physical defense. All right, let's get to it. How would the Broncos have done against that Seattle team?
Would have lost.
Why?
They're a better version and a more advanced version of right now where the Broncos are at. They're better on defense. They don't have Seattle didn't have a ton of moments against teams not named the Los Angeles Rams, who, when the weather's okay, that feels like the best show on turf right now in terms of, but they still got it done in the playoffs. We're able to survive. I just think that the Seahawks defense is a shade better than the Broncos defensively. I think, that front seven is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then I would also say that I think Sam Darnold's just further along in his game manager life than Bo Nix is. If Bo Nix is the healthy quarterback, if Jarrett Stidham plays against Seattle, I think we have a pretty similar game to what we saw tonight. I really believe that.
A bunch of 3-and-outs, a bunch of punts. Our defense,
probably a few turnovers. But Stidham probably gets sacked 5 to 7 times, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any world that exists where Jarrett Stidham would have gone in. I mean, you'd have to be.
You would have had J.K. Dobbins back, though, or there was a chance at least.
There's a chance. Yeah, that would have made a difference. No doubt.
But it would have been I got to be fair. It would have been a rusty J.K. Dobbins at best,
Okay. I like this right here, DMac. Good comment here. Broncos were lucky to beat the Bills. Bills would have done better against the Seahawks. Okay. From a National Football League perspective. And I'm sure, the Super Bowl does just fine viewership wise and all that stuff.
I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure they'll live.
They'll be just okay.
They'll be okay.
So yeah. I think the commissioner's going to get his salary. He's not going to get furloughed. I don't think.
No, he's going to be all right.
But in terms of the product, is the worst thing that happened to tonight's game, the Broncos beating Josh Allen and beating Buffalo, then finding out that Bo Nix was done like within 20, 30 minutes of the game being over? Because you missed out on an opportunity for that to be a Buffalo Bills Josh Allen versus the best defense on planet Earth game. And instead we got really flawed defense, or really flawed New England offense.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm on a group text with a bunch of my high school friends, all Patriots fans.
Yeah.
And I thought they were delusional against the Broncos, frankly. And oh man, this is killing me, man. That game killed me because I'm watching. I'm just like, this really. Listen, I think you're right about the Seahawks, though, at the end of the day. And you know what, Mike? I kind of knew that when it came to the Seahawks against the Broncos before the AFC Championship game. I just sort of kept my mouth shut about it because who wants to be doom and gloom, right? But you're probably right. I think the Broncos are a year away. Yep. But guess what? That year starts right now.
Yeah,
I mean, the year's done. That's over. So that year, I thought they were a year away, and they did better this year than I thought they were going to do. I've said a million times, I thought the 26-27 Super Bowl is the year for the Broncos to win a championship. I think it's got all the right things. It's got Sean Payton in his fourth year, his third year with Bo Nix. Bo Nix will get healthy. He is on the absolute right trajectory.
100%.
And I think the play calling will be interesting, but we'll see. Yeah. However, that being said, you've also built a tremendous defense. And now, Coach, you've got cap space. You can spend money. And I hope whatever they do with that 30th pick, they pick a starter. Doesn't have to be offense. But you do have to get playmakers. So if you don't get playmakers in free agency, which I think you can, and I don't know if you saw Breece Hall's tweet tonight.
No.
But, oh, yeah, it was cool. Look up Breece Hall's tweet. When he goes, boy, I'd like to be in this situation next year. And I'm like, well, I mean, there's a way, Breece. And I think Pickens is going to be, by the way, the report is Pickens is going to be tagged by Jerry. So, all right, fine. Whatever.
I don't want him anyway.
I know you want to trade for AJ Brown. You want to put that together.
Right? I don't think you have to. You do have to trade. Yep. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with that. It's just trickier to figure out trades. That's all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things have to go your way to get there. But yeah, having AJ Brown would be great. But I think the Broncos, I think they're better than the Patriots. I think there's no reason they shouldn't be playing on SoFi on Valentine's Day in 2027.
That'd be a fun one. I like a SoFi Super Bowl, man. That'd be a blast.
Yep.
So, we would probably even get we might even get some special treatment there with our coworkers, man, that own the building.
Maybe it's Sydney Sweeney hosted party, because I hear she's good with KSE employees. So that's
good.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Who's she good with? What KSE employee?
Oh, you didn't hear? Oh my God, I think I have it here. You didn't hear this with Demoff and?
Oh, I did. That was great. That was really good.
Oh gosh, I actually don't have it here. Sorry.
Yeah, I heard it. It was Vic, right?
Was it Steve Nelson that asked the question?
Yeah, Nelly.
And Demoff, who runs the Rams, said Puka Nacua can go skydiving because you don't get injured in skydiving. You either make it or you don't. So if he wants to go skydiving with Sydney Sweeney, that's fine. And then he drops the bomb. I think Christian Brown was dating Sydney Sweeney there for a second. And we're like, I'm sorry, what? So anyways, I know what you're saying. If it's Rams, Broncos, Super Bowl, which it easily could be at SoFi, that'd be exciting. And
yeah, it'd be fun for a lot of people.
That's my prediction, though. This time next year, it's a weird year next year. By the way, did you know that? Like the NFL starts late.
Yeah, and then the Super Bowl is on Valentine's Day,
and President's Day weekend is kind of early.
Yeah.
So because it starts late, ends late, President's Day is early. The Super Bowl will be held on President's Day, which is February 14, 2027.
Weekend, right? because isn't President's Day the Monday?
Yeah, it's President's Day weekend. Yes, that's when you salute all the presidents and you go get a mattress.
But you said the Super Bowl will be held on President's Day. Is that true?
President's Day weekend. That's Sunday. It's still going to be on Sunday.
Yeah.
What do you think? We're going to have a noon start of the Super Bowl on a Monday?
No, I thought you were breaking news here. I didn't know if your connection to the Demoff, and Kroenke families. I didn't know if you're gonna take some liberties to announce a Monday Super Bowl. So,
Broncos plus 1,900 to win next year, tied for 12th best odds.
That's crazy, isn't
it? Put it down. Put $20 on it.
Yep, that's crazy.
You want to do that? All right. What other thoughts? Give me your Super Bowl thoughts. Other things that we're hitting.
I'm glad. I want to congratulate the New England Patriots organization. On a couple fronts. Just continuing to epitomize class. Bob Kraft and Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick both notably omitted from first ballot Hall of Fame induction. But we were able to ascertain a little bit from Bill Belichick's adult cheerleader girlfriend that she was wearing at a University of North Carolina basketball game, if I'm not mistaken.
UNC Duke.
The T-shirt that was made for the we'll call it a Southeast Asian massage parlor that was down in Florida that Mr. Kraft may have represented. So congratulations to your classy organization. It seems like everything is all fine and dandy.
Everything's good
in the greater New England historical perspective.
Yeah, I love
also Tom Brady. I think he considers himself, as does Gronk, more of a Tampa Bay Bucks than they do New England Patriots. And then, oh, by the way, the biggest of congratulations to the New England Patriots, who have now separated themselves as the only franchise that has lost 6 Super Bowls. So congratulations to the New England Patriots. And you know what's funny, man, is I didn't know how much I hated New England until I dealt with the post-game disgusting. I mean, just that their fan base is it's like, I love rowdy fans. I love like intelligent fans, but what I don't love is the fan that you're trying to do a job, which we were trying to do broadcast for Altitude TV and 9 News and whatnot. And they're, they're obviously they're overserved, but they're just like, they just scream, and then, good job.
But you like Peter and Eileen McKee. You like my folks, though. You don't have any beefs with Pete and Eileen up there on the MASH at Ipswich.
No, man. Patriots. I mean, I lived in New England, man. I lived in Connecticut. I was a Connecticut guy. I lived right on the Mason-Dixon line of New York sports and Boston sports, right?
Yeah,
I did. I did. I mean, it was actually the coolest thing about living in New Haven, DMac, was that there were you could tell which side of the Mason-Dixon line of New England / New York sports people lived by the bar. The bar would have, is it a Mets, Jets, Islanders bar? And then the other one is like, okay, this is a Red Sox, this is a Sox, the Pats, and a Bruins, the Killer Bees, and of course the Celtics. So, and then the Giants. But I like that right there. We don't claim Connecticut or Rhode Island. If I were you, I'd claim Rhode Island. Rhode Island's a pretty cool state, pretty neat state.
Boston, we're snobby there in Boston. They don't, anything west of Worcester could just as might as well be Connecticut. And you probably have a Hartford Whalers shirt somewhere in your closet. So
I do. Witnessed a few pretty epic games there at the Whale there, where Yale plays their hockey games.
That's great.
It's pretty sweet. But
what else about the Super Bowl? Give me some Super Bowl takes.
Bunny, pretty awesome, man. Pretty good.
What'd you like about it?
The set. I thought it was one of the more creative storytelling sets, and apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but was that wedding for real? Like that?
Yes, it was real.
Like I heard they were actually got married. Like that's so cool.
The story is that couple invited Bad Bunny to their wedding, which is funny, and he said, "Why don't you get married at the Super Bowl during my halftime show?" And that was a real wedding. They really got married.
That's really cool. I also thought, I thought like here's the deal, man. Politics aside, and I don't let like politics tell me which way I'm going to think about a halftime show. I refuse. And so I like that genre of music. I like reggaeton. I do really enjoy the Daddy Yankees and it's interesting. Like Bad Bunny is probably slightly down the list for me in my own personal like of that genre of music. But it's the kind of music. It's upbeat. It's kind of like vacation music. It's not terrible music. It's not like something you hear and like, oh, this is awful.
Right.
But then just telling the story of just his like the culture, the community of Latin America, of Puerto Rico, of where he grew up, of migrant farm workers. It started out in the fields and then going to the market and going to I just liked it. I thought it was really.
It was a story of America. It was a story of that Latino slice of America, and then they're ending it with a message of togetherness and love. And it's upbeat dance music.
Yeah, it was good. Now, like, is it the best? Like, I still stand by the best. This is so 44-year-old white male of me to say, but the best halftime show of my lifetime that I didn't expect to be that good was Tom Petty. The Tom Petty halftime show was insane.
I'm gonna give my favorite halftime show ever to Prince, but it rained while he was singing Purple Rain. Like there was a rainstorm, coach, in Miami while the dude is blasting away on guitar doing Purple Rain.
It was pretty sick.
I'm really not sure how you could top it. But that being said, when it comes to halftime shows, it's 12 minutes long. Is it something fun? Is it something interesting? This got kind of absurdly political. And so it feels like, well, God forbid if you say you like something. And then there was all sorts of weird tweets out there. Like, I couldn't understand what he was saying. It's like, well, my son was in choir all through high school and they sang in different languages all the time. I never understood what the hell he was saying. Should I have not liked my son's choir songs, coach? I mean, like, what has Eddie Vedder said that you could understand ever? Seriously. So, I mean, if you get caught up in stuff like that, if you just can't accept other cultures or other parts of America, I think that's a you problem, man. Yeah. And it's a halftime show.
Who was last year?
Last year was good. Last year was Kendall Lamar.
No, that was 2 years ago, right? Was that 2
years ago?
That one was phenomenal.
That was 2 years ago?
I thought so.
That wasn't last year.
Help us out, comments.
I don't know.
Was 2 years ago.
God, that had to be last year, though. Kendall Lamar. Was it? No? Boy, I don't know what was last year then, if that was 2 years ago.
It was last year.
Oh, all right. And then, like, the weekend, I didn't like the weekend. The weekend's halftime show kind of confused me. But I think that was like a COVID thing, and COVID was just weird, So, all right. So you like the halftime show. I like the halftime show. Vic Lombardi liked the halftime show. I'm sure there's people on our station that didn't like the halftime show, but Dan Tanner played Madden football during it, but he doesn't watch any halftime shows.
I just have a sneaking suspicion that your entire show is probably not going to be a big Bad Bunny.
I'll stay away from that topic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do have to stay away from it, but I'll just stay away from it.
I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding.
What else we got for the game itself? Well, garbage. There's, the stats are weird because when you look at the stats,
I got one for you.
Okay.
Did you like this tweet right after halftime? Right at the conclusion of the halftime. Actually, perfect timing. Right after the halftime show, a lot made about Bad Bunny, whether you should like him, whether you should not like him, all that stuff.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you sat there and watched it. You were probably bobbing your head a little bit and be like, this is kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
At the very, I'd say if you were unbiased, that'd probably be a fairly common reaction.
Okay.
And so my tweet was, especially after the Patriots go 3-and-out to start the third quarter, Bad Bunny greater than Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels was bad, man. He was bad. Because here's the thing, man. He may have had a bad Drake May. He may have had a bad left side of his offensive line. But dude, as a play caller, you've got it. Your job as a play caller is to mitigate damage, like to risk quality control the risk. And you just kept dropping back, and you kept getting Drake May obliterated, and your poor left tackle that's a rookie, Will Campbell, and your left guard that's even worse. Like, you just kept putting him in bad spots on straight drop back. There's no movement. There's no hardcore play action. There's no the run game. There was no Travion Henderson until it was too little, too late. So you didn't have any two-headed monster, at the running back position.
Yeah.
Man, that was
but the Patriots offense, coach, the entire postseason sucked.
Terrible.
Like, it was a juggernaut in the regular season
because of their schedule, man.
Right.
Because that schedule, and honestly, like even the only other decent team in your AFC East in your division, man, it was the Buffalo Bills. And where did they suck? Why did their head coach get fired? Because he's a defensive guy. How many points did Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos put up against that same defense in the postseason? 33, buddy.
Yeah.
33 in overtime. I get it, but 33.
Oh, yeah.
And that's literally like the best team you played all year. You played them twice. You split with them.
Yep. And you lost to them late in the year, not early in the year. You got over them early in the year. You lost to them late in the year when that game mattered. And
I can't stand Josh McDaniels. I don't like him as a play caller. I don't like the way. I think he is one of the most overrated football coaches in American history.
There you go.
I think what has he done in his career?
Well, he's won Super Bowls.
Minus Tom Brady.
He just got Drake May to the Super Bowl, brother. That's what
how did that look offensively? What's the storyline? How do you think that what are some of your good friends in Boston Sports Talk Radio going to be talking about tomorrow?
That's a good question. I don't know. That's a good one.
They're going to be talking about Josh McDaniels.
You know what? Here's what they're going to say. They were pretty honest about things actually going into the AFC Championship game. If you were paying attention to those shows and what they were talking about, that they knew. You got to understand though, Boston sports is built on our teams always about to lose. It's not a really arrogant fan base like that. They're kind of arrogant, just being arrogant, but they're more like hard on their teams than soft on their teams.
Mm-hmm.
So the talk that I was consuming was, well, just what we've said. They've beaten a bunch of nobodies. They've gotten very lucky in their situation as the playoffs have gone on. And that's the way it looked tonight. That is exactly the way it looked tonight.
Couple other little fun things for me, just on a personal level.
Absolutely.
This one not as personal to me because I didn't have a chance to be around him, but Valor Christian alum, Christian Ellis.
Yes.
Gets to the Super Bowl.
That's good.
Legend high school alum, Chad Muma, and the Super Bowl. And then, Rocky, gosh, I don't want to screw this up, but I think it's Rocky Mountain High School up in Fort Collins.
Okay. Yeah.
But more importantly than that, and I don't want to, I apologize if I screwed up the high school there. I think Fossil Ridge, I think.
Fossil Ridge is up there. Yep.
Yeah. One of those two. And you're probably good because they have those are the two that have had pretty decent football over the last 20 years. But Fort Collins was good this past year. But more importantly, CU alum and somebody that I hold incredibly near and dear to my heart. Brady Russell. His cousin Reese is my starting right tackle, but Brady Russell, nephew of Matt Russell, and walk on at CU. Awesome. That ended up sticking it out. Christian Gonzalez, actually a CU football player that I missed because, the portal was really good for CU players to leave, but nobody could come in. There was no NIL, and the portal wasn't set up to be successful in 2022. But Brady Russell chose to stick it out as a tight end and played for me in 2022. I'll never forget just seeing the pure unbridled joy on that dude's face when we won that game against Cal. Brady had unbelievable levels of adversity, never saw any success at CU as a college football player, but he embodied everything that you'd want in a winner on and off the field. And it's kind of one of those things that you think about, if you build it, he will come, the field of dreams. And it's really like Brady, he built up Calais. He built up incredible Fossil Ridge. Thank you. Incredible amounts of resilience and grit. And even to the point of being an undrafted free agent, which, and being in a special teamer, Originally, I was at his draft party, which really was his where he was going to sign. Originally, he signed with Philadelphia, with his uncle Matt Russell's team, and they released him. And Seattle picked him up. He ends up playing on essentially every single special team. And today, Brady Russell was a captain for the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
Awesome.
And had a chance to text him right before the game, about 2 hours before the game. And
come on.
I just told, our theme was, kind of just finding joy. And he had a chance to, he said that he traveled with something that we'd given out. It was in his backpack. So pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty cool moment for me and for my wife. And, we got really close to Brady, and, just those are really cool things that you love to see. Torrey Horton also, another, a good CSU Ram, awesome CSU Ram. Trying to think if there are any other buffs in the game.
Geez, I think that was it. You did a good job.
Who was there. It? The guy that transferred. Oh, Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah. You said him.
Yeah.
You said him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah. He's good. Would have liked to have. So it's funny. The 2022 season. Another one. This is pretty good. I get tagged in a tweet tonight. All right.
Yeah.
And I knew this, but it was a tweet from Kenneth Walker III it was like about this time in January of 2018. And he tweets out his final 8 college choices. And number 1 was Western Kentucky University.
Oh, wow.
I was the head coach at it. And I had actually gone to watch Kenneth Walker play
a
high school football game in inner city Memphis.
He must have been tiny back then. Oh my God.
He was kind of small. He was weird. He kind of had an ankle. He had a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
And we had a real shot at him, man. It was like us and University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. And then at the last second, Memphis offered him, and the hometown team. And then right on signing day, Wake Forest ends up coming in as an ACC team and offered him. But it was funny because at one point in time, we were the leaders in the clubhouse to get Kenneth Walker III.
Good for you, man. Any coaches that are Super Bowl champions that they're buddies with over there in Seattle?
The New England.
By the way, I didn't realize Jay Harbaugh was a coach. Harbaugh's son.
Jay's an awesome dude, man. I've known Jay for about 25 years. I knew him when his dad was playing for my dad at the Chargers. Yeah. So, Seattle wise, not a ton, to be honest. I have a whole heck of a lot of respect for Mike McDonald. That guy's a dude, man. He's a ball coach. He's real. He's intelligent. He just does a great job. And then it was cool. One of my former,
hey, is he calling plays or not?
He's the defensive. He is
calling the defense.
He is the defensive guy, man. He is the defensive guy.
And he's calling the defense as the game.
He is a dialed in defense.
Young guy. I bet he doesn't get nervous driving in the rain.
No, he does not. He's good, man. That guy's a ball coach, man. He is a freaking ball coach. It's cool. Before the season started, I had Brock and I we always talk about leadership and coaches, and Brock Heward, he has the Mike McDonald show. Up there in Seattle. So he's talking to him for the last 2 years, every single week. He just told me, he's like, I asked him, like, what, tell me about McDonald. He goes, you know what? Didn't have like a ton of presence and charisma and character out front, but unbelievable otherworldly defensive mind. And I guess Mike McDonald flat out told Brock on their radio program on the air, and he talked about it, I guess, in some press conferences as well, is that I wasn't a good enough head coach last year, in my first year. I wasn't good enough. And you know what? All I know is if I'm not good at something, I'm going to go out and seek people who can help me get better. And so he legitimately sought out people that can help him with speaking. So he took public speaking and media training and stuff that as a D coordinator, you don't really think about because you're just a curmudgeon. You're Vic Fangio, right?
Right.
You're just kind of holed up in the corner and just dialing up blitzes and third down packages and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said, Brock told me, he's like, Mike McDonald's the guy that, man, if there's a potential deficiency, he's going to seek it out and he's going to address it, right? Of himself, which, man, what a cool lesson for all of us, right? And there's probably some things that, I don't want to get, too into this, but there's probably some things right now that Sean, you should probably look back and say, okay, what are those things? And as it relates to even potentially offense and can I be an elite decision maker? Tip of the spear is the owner. Basically the guy that makes all the decisions for this franchise, both on game day and not on game day. But can I also be that guy and be an elite play caller at 60 some odd years old? That's the question.
Well, we're gonna get into what's next for the Broncos and also your favorite commercial here in a second.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan friendly, and always planet friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
Use the code 2026 playoffs and you can save yourself 10% at Amazon.com. We appreciate you, Journey Spice. Coach, what was your favorite commercial?
I loved Liquid IV.
Help me.
It was the singing of
the toilets,
and then telling you, Anne-Marie, what was the song they were singing? Liquid IV. Take a look at me now.
Take a look at me now. Oh no, was that it?
It had something to do with like making sure you look.
Yeah. So, about your pee. You gotta make sure
the color of your pee.
Yeah, color of your pee.
And then it was for Liquid IV. And I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah. Check the color of your pee.
Look at your pee. Yeah.
I love that commercial.
I'm sure what we're talking about.
The simplicity of it. And honestly, like just love. So I tweeted out my order at halftime.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting two of the three accounts tweeted right back at me. Yeah. So at halftime, I had what was the song?
Against all odds.
Against all odds, yeah.
Phil Collins is a chance I gotta take. Take a look at me now.
Take a look at me now. So take a look at me now. Okay. Phil Collins, bro. Okay, so I tweeted out the early winners of Super Bowl commercial derby. 1, Liquid IV, take a look at me now. 2, at Lay's, and I just said, did I just start crying at a potato farmer? And then 3 was the Instacart, the Benson Boone and Stiller.
I love that one. I love that.
Those were the 3 that were early. I get a tweet from Instacart that said, "We're just happy to be here." That's what Instacart said. And then Liquid IV responds to this is pretty cool. Responds right there to Instacart and said, "We're in this together, bestie."
To me, and I got a couple of supports here. Duncan commercial was classic. Goodwill Duncan. This one was unbelievable. This one had Ben Affleck
Urkel
as Urkel, Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, Tom Brady, Jennifer Aniston with
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson playing Sam Malone.
Is Ted Danson dead?
No, but he doesn't look like that. He's got gray hair.
So the other thing about it was part of it was AI, part of it wasn't, right?
Oh, they were doing a lot of anti-aging on a lot of those people there. And then Jennifer and they're goofing on Matt Damon. I thought Matt Damon might show up. He didn't. But and then it was like, do you like apples? This is my boyfriend. How you like them apples? And it's Tom Brady. I don't know, man. I thought that one was the best. I like the ones you're talking about too. The Budweiser Eagle one was epic. Listen, I'll cry at almost anything. Like you can get.
Oh, dude. Speaking of crying, did you watch? Oh my gosh, DMac and anybody who's watching right now, please. I'll check out my Twitter account, my X account. I'll post the video, but the football in America. So like the 4 hours of pregame for NBC for the Super Bowl. Did you watch any of that?
I did not. I got to admit, I did not. I literally, you called me earlier today. I literally went for a hike in the Bluffs area behind my house, which is great.
Yeah.
I was out there for a couple hours. And then I don't know, man. I was just killing time until I saw the pregame like songs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I missed I missed it all.
So Peter King on Football in America.
Yeah.
So Peter King's covered, the biggest moments of all sport, right? He's been a very high-end journalist. And was he originally Sports Illustrated, Darren?
Yeah. Yes, for many years.
But he's dealing with Tiger Woods and, like the highest doing.
Yeah, but he was a football guy though.
Football.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. But the highest like degrees of it, right?
Yes.
So Peter King, getting, he's not 90, but he's getting older, and he was just reflective about, essentially like I've covered the highest of highs in this sport.
Yeah.
I've been at every Super Bowl. College football has become this crazy thing. And so I decided this fall to go back and connect to the root of this sport.
Okay.
And so Peter King traveled around the United States for this piece. And he went to Juneau, Alaska, and he covered school football and also a little bit, I think, of junior college. But what was so neat is that he went to a New Mexico school of the deaf and blind, and did a whole thing about how football has impacted individuals there. Goes to Juneau, Alaska, where there are kids. Every single kid there has to raise $2,500 to pay for just to play football, and they do it with like anything. Some kids are taping their teammates' ankles for $5 an ankle, because every game they play is a flight. And he goes to
like Oregon State.
he goes to Massachusetts, and he goes to this is the coolest one. He went to Middlebury College versus Amherst. So it's like it's just the love of the game. And it was Eric Mangini's son was a linebacker for the team, and Eric Mangini sitting there, he's like, I wish I knew what purity of football looked like for the last 40 years of my coaching career. And Amory, she queued this up. She'd already watched it. We're sitting there watching it, and she's in front of me. I can tell her shoulders are kind of, doing the thing. And she looks back at me when the thing's over, and I am just, and we shared a hug and just said, hey, it is cool for us to be in the purity of the game right now.
I love that. I love that.
And it was neat because, and I tell you, if you haven't watched this, Peter King did a really good job.
I'll go back and watch it. Guarantee you.
So I'll post it on my X account.
Even easier.
I sent it to a couple of my friends. I'm like, dude, you got to watch this, man. This is what it's all about. So
that's a good note to probably wrap it up on. Really quick, broadcast. Give the broadcast a grade. What'd you like? What you didn't like?
I was good with it. I was at a party that, unfortunately DMac, I got the invite.
I know all the people there.
Yeah,
all of them, and I did not get invited.
Yeah, so it was the 9 News morning crew. So it was people that you've been on with. A
lot.
Yeah,
not even a little. Not even once in a while. Like kind of a lot.
But you're more like Zoom friends with them. I'm more
there's
like
no doubt about it. Yeah,
I'm like dap them up, give them a hug kind of friend. So it was Corey Rose and Jordan Chavez and Drew Carney, and
I will hold my breath.
Brianna Fernandez, Lawrence Cafidi, Jaden Knowles, my guy. Courtney Yoon was there. I mean, we had the whole posse, man. No Bianchi, I miss Bianchi today. He's not the morning guy anymore though. Maybe
Kyle Clark was having his own party, and Chris.
Yeah, there was a Bianchi Clark party.
Yeah, I didn't get invited to that.
They probably caviar to that one. But it was fun, and I just couldn't hear much, man. To be honest, the broadcast I couldn't hear a ton.
All right, so no big comments. I'll just tell you this because I've known Mike Tirico. We work together.
Pro.
You always talk about who you work with, right? And you whatever. Tirico and I were at Syracuse together. He was older, but we worked literally on Sunday nights at the same station.
Tirico's older than you?
Like 3 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of trying to be funny, like to try to like say that I was actually guessing he was like more like 10 years older than you, to be honest.
Tirico?
Yeah.
No.
But
I would host the at 106.7 Kicks FM. I would host the Sunday night 6-pack. And Mike would host a talk show on WFBL, which was Music of Your Life. But they sold it to they sold a sports talk show. So in the middle of Frank Sinatra records, Mike would come in there between his newscasts on Sunday nights and do an hour-long talk show. He would get 0 calls, so I would call in from the next room, and I'd be Fred from Solvay, and we would talk about 10 or 15 minutes just about sports, basically every Sunday night for the better part of a year before he went off to ESPN.
Man, I love that.
So that was when, and we didn't really know each other at school as much as we knew each other at the rock station and the Music of Your Life station. But that was Mike in his mid-20s. And maybe I was 21, something like that, 22, something along those lines.
Who's taller, you or Mike?
I'm taller than Mike Tirico.
That's what I thought.
Is that crazy?
I would have guessed that.
Yeah, it's not by a lot. But to this day, Mike has his biggest talent is he has the greatest memory as a broadcaster. Having an extraordinary memory can be such a valuable tool. So he just knows things and can look at things and hear things. And I got it. Yeah. No problem. I got it. And he's not flashy, but he's smooth. Yeah. And he can present things better than anybody. You know, he's going right from the Super Bowl to be the main host for the Olympics. So I'm proud of Mike.
Speaking of Mike. DMac, I woke up this morning to your text. Excuse me, to your tweet. Your message on X.
Vaughn.
Tell me, were you watching it live?
I set my alarm. Yeah, I was watching it live.
What was the feeling? What was the feeling of anticipation that you had?
Heart in my throat, nerves, sweaty palms. Had a hard time.
Were you the only one awake in your house?
I think I woke up my wife when Lindsay crashed.
Okay,
and I am heartbroken for Lindsey Vaughn. I am a skier. I've done a shit ton of skiing in my life. I'm not a downhill racer, but I'm more familiar with skiing than most of the people that you'll run into. She took an aggressive line, had nothing she had 2 training runs, coach, that went fine, and you want to win or you want to lose. It's like Talladega Nights, brother. There's first place and second place is the first loser, right? It's just like that. And in order to win, you have to take an aggressive line. And
she did that.
And she just, and most of the time when you take that line against those gates, you hit the gate and you go right through. So a lot of the outfits are padded. So you hit it, you go right through. The gloves are padded, your arms are padded. And the problem with Lindsay is she hooked the gate. It didn't have anything to do with her.
A full upper body hook, too.
It was probably based on her training runs. She realized, if I'm going to save myself some time, and you realize that Breezy Johnson won by 0.04 of a second.
Yeah, who was it? The Italian Goggio was she was third.
She was right there too.
Yeah, I can't remember who got second. Was she Austrian or German?
I'm forgetting too. It was something. Yeah. I thought was it not Austrian? I forget who it was, but she was 0.04 a second. So for Lindsey Vaughn, here's my take on it. She knew if she was going to win after 2 training runs, there were places on that course she was going to have to keep the margins by fractions, coach. And can I save some space here? And she made a decision on that particular turn near the top. This is an area. It's not about the ACL. It's about how aggressive she's going to be to try to win. Yeah. If she was just trying to finish the course, coach, she could have cruised and finished, I don't know, a second behind or whatever. And everybody would have clapped her on the back and said, way to go. And she would have come in 9th, 10th, 11th place, something like that. That wasn't good enough for her. She was trying to win. The reason she crashed wasn't because of her ACL. It's because she was trying to win.
I got a theory. So that obviously it was a bluebird day. It was beautiful, right? In terms of conditions, and it's right around 35 degrees. So it wasn't like you weren't skiing on pure ice. You weren't skiing on slush. You didn't have, especially when she skied before the long layover, you didn't have any vision problems with, low light or anything along those lines, or shadows. However, man, when you watch the first 12 skiers, including Breezy, who ended up winning the gold medal, when you watch the first 12 skiers, dude, how sketchy did it look? The first 14 seconds, there were two of the first jumps, if you will. man, everybody was just white knuckling, landing it like on their, like either their right or their left leg, depending on which jump.
Yeah.
And I watched it back after the fact. So I was sleeping in, I woke up at 6, whatever. And I, of course I'm scrolling through X and I see, oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
But I wanted to see the whole full context, but I had the information as I was watching. Right. And I'm sitting there watching Breezy, and I'm like, dude, this chick who I already knew she won the gold medal. I mean, her run was sketchy, bro. Like, yes. And so
it's insane.
And like she sticks like her first like 1-footed, and the other, like her right skis flailing as she barely stomps it down, and like all that stuff matters, man, for time, right?
All of it.
And so I'm sitting there like, okay. I think that Lindsay realized if you took either one of those turns wide of the gate, so like if you would have gone 2 feet left of that gate that she hooked, then you probably are going to get propelled, and you're going to put even more width and stress on your ACL. And so I'm wondering if there's a little bit of strategery, to take a quote from my guy George W. But if there was any strategery that went into how tight she attempted to hug that gate.
Well, I mean, I think like any competitive athlete, you always have to adjust to your body when you're doing anything. So fine, but it's not like she hadn't done it. She did, she didn't have to do the second training run. She was required to do 1 training run, which she did on Friday. She did not have to go Saturday, but she did anyway. And she went faster in her second training run, and she had a little bobble. Like a little scary sort of moment, but it wasn't at that point in the course.
Right.
You realize she has raced that course, which is amazing, 12 times and won 6 times on that course.
Yeah. And Breezy, on the other hand, that course had absolutely eaten her alive and chewed her up and spit her out. Yes. Historically. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Breezy got significantly injured there
she did on that course.
Yep, on that same run.
And by the way, there was a dude in the men's downhill who also didn't have an ACL. And I forget where he's from, but like, and he got injured a while ago and has just been sucking it up. I guess I'm getting a little serious here and a little upset because the concept that she took the spot away from somebody or just because she crashed or she was doing something that she shouldn't have done. Listen, if her training run went like shit, first one or second one.
Dude, we all saw the last US gal to qualify. She had no freaking shot. The one who raced at the end of the day, like whatever her name was.
Let me tell you, Chelsea or Halsey or whatever.
Yeah.
There was one after
Bella.
her.
There was a Bella.
Yeah,
there's a Bella and fine skier, blah, blah, blah. Like you watch her ski and you're like, dude, this chick's got no shot to win this damn thing.
Here's how ski racing goes. They have 4 runners, which are a couple of skiers that just test the course just to make sure everything's okay. They're not even racing for time. They're literally test dummy skiing. Then they take some bottom dwellers and they race them 1 through 6 just to make sure the course is whatever. They take the top 10 qualifies in the world and they do a random draw out of the top 10. These are the only people that have a shot to really win the race. Right. That's just the way it goes. That is the difference in how high the skill level is. And then they do the rest of them, but you have to earn your right into it. Lindsey Vonn, coach, had earned her right to be one of the top 10 in 100%. The world. That's not given to you. This isn't like, LeBron gets in the All-Star game because he's been around for 20 years. So come on in. No.
Or Bronny, gets drafted by the Lakers.
You have to earn it. It's not given to you. And she had earned it in the season leading up to the Olympics.
Right.
So she had earned that right to be amongst the top racers in the world. And those 10, 12 racers, I mean, that's it. It's kind of like a marathon, like a Boston Marathon. There may be 40,000 people there, but there's like 3 guys that have a shot to win.
100%.
It's just the way it is. So she wasn't given anything. She had the right to do it. She showed incredible courage and bravery for the training runs and what she was doing. And she made a mistake. Unfortunately, she made a mistake being too aggressive that, in my opinion, had nothing to do with her ACL as much as it had to do with her desire to win. And what are we going to do? Start ripping people for a desire to win? Really? Seriously? That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's the dumbest narrative. So
Jeez.
either way,
right,
Olympics will be fun to watch. But
you got me all fired up.
Yeah, I know, I love that. And football season's over, man. It's a depressing time. But you know what?
Yeah.
As you and I both know, football season's never really over.
No, but it's painful when it takes a break.
Yeah.
And we are on a break until the combine.
Yep.
And that begins, I think, on February 22nd or so. So we are on a break. We're like Ross and Rachel. We're on a break. And this time of the year, while it doesn't end, it's not quite as exciting. But we'll dial in on it. I'm excited to dial in on it and get to it. And I'm glad the Broncos gave us this much excitement. And I think the plan is, Coach, SoFi, baby, LA next year. Let's go. You know what we should do? We should rent a place right now. Tomorrow, we should get an Airbnb tomorrow.
Super Bowl or bust. We can actually do it in my hometown of Seal Beach, California.
Let's go. That'd be great. Where's the statue for you, by the way, there?
It doesn't exist.
All right, Coach. We'll see you later.
This is Dylan McKee, my 5-year-old son. Dylan, what's the meaning of life?
You have to eat a lot of food to stay alive. And the meaning of life is you have to be nice to people. Nice to people.